hello. Look very like slouchy and chill. That's the vibe we're going for. But I'm saying already because I just started this and I haven't even posted all the videos for filming this. But I'm reading the final Hellsing, which is obviously Deluxe 3. And obviously I need to continue filming these because I filmed for the two others. Have I posted a single one? I have not. Will I? Of course. I just need to open this. Sniffling in my nose. But I'm gonna chill with this hard. Is it chill though? Is this the last big fight? So I feel like it's not gonna be chill. It's gonna be the opposite of chill. Okay. Oh, it smells so good. So, Hellsing Deluxe 3. Very red, just like the blood in your body. That is a lot of chapters. Or maybe just the same as in the others. I'm just being dramatic. Okay. So we are on chapter 62, which is called 100 Swords 1. I think we were with Anderson. He's gonna have a little moment, a little fight. He's not happy. So, let's see how it goes. I will get back to you very soon. Okay. Anderson and Alucard are fighting. And for me, I was just thinking that it's not even that long since they fought. Since I just read. Was it doing only one? And I was just thinking that, like, for others, because I was looking at the publication date, the original publication date for the chapters, and I was like, people had to wait for such a long time! And then, this probably feels very exciting for them. It is very exciting for me too. Okay, so, Alucard, Anderson are fighting. Alucard is saying, what are your chances? 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10, a billion, a trillion, or maybe quadrillion. Anderson is not happy, but he says, I'm gonna do it. So we have 63, which 100 Swords 2. Let's go. Okay, so it almost seems like it's just me or does Alucard have loads of ghouls that is also attacking Anderson right now. Which, have you seen him use ghouls before? Did he like that? Or did he not? I don't remember. But he is using them at Anderson, who's swinging his swords around, very cool. And then also the main her dude is sitting in the beginning of the chapter like, everything's going to plan, I'm waiting for him to come, and I am here, and he's here, Either way, we also see Police Girl looking very sus at this fight between Anderson and Alucard. Just seeming very sad about it, or something. I've forgotten her name. Seras? Victoria? Yes. Look, I remembered. They are fighting. And also, it's so weird that Alucard looks so different now than he did in the beginning of the whole thing. Okay, so we have 100 Swords 64. Not 100 Swords 64, but chapter 64, 100 Swords 3. I'm a bit confused. We were in this fight, right? And then some people came in and they're speaking in accents. Are they Nazis? Or are they the people from the Vatican? I think they were Nazis. I don't remember, but they came on horses and then they stabbed lots of people. But maybe they're actually from the Vatican because they have like the cross around their neck. Someone did like a huge explosion thingy, kind of like a suicide bomb in a way to bring lots of other people down with him. It seems like the people from the Vatican did that. Anderson survived all of this. The for her dude is standing there like, haha, people are having this war because of Nazis. He seems very proud of himself, to be honest. And then we see Anderson coming out of like all of these bombs towards Alucard. And now it is Order 65, Might and Magic 1. Okay, so Anderson is on his last roll. He's taking as his trump card, as Alucard says, which is a nail. And this nail, he's about to pierce himself. And then Alucard is like, no, don't do this. Do you want to become a monster like me? And he's like, yeah, to defeat you. So he takes the nail inside his heart. And when he does that, he becomes like a monster thingy. And then he manages to like take off Alucard's head really easily. And then Alucard takes off his head, but they're both still alive. Because now the only way he says now that anyone can defeat them is to pierce their hearts. So thank you, Alucard, for just saying that out loud so everyone knows how to defeat you. Now, Anderson is not human anymore either. People around are also very shocked to see this, to defeat Alucard. Alucard tried to warn him and be like, you don't want to become a monster like me to defeat me, but Anderson took that choice. But now he is what he hated, which is almost a bit sad to see. But okay. Now we have Order 66, which is Might and Magic 2. Okay, so Anderson and Alucard are still fighting. We see them meet each other blade, and gun. Now we switch over to the third dude, where people are like, his soldiers are coming in and be like, we are being overwhelmed, help us. He's not even a fur, by the way, he's more major. And then he's like, it will be fine. Everything is fine. The war is still in the palm of my hand. They don't seem to believe him. He almost shoots one of them, but then don't actually shoot him. And then other soldier come in that seems to actually shoot him. And then he's like, everything is fine. He seems to still believe that everything is in his control. He seems to be going according to plan, which is, I guess, great for him, but not great for our characters. Now we are Order 67, which is Psyoblade. I don't know if we pronounce the P. Something blade, at least. Let's see. In this one, we basically just see Alucard and Anderson fighting, and Anderson is using like cool ability things. He has like kind of thorns coming out of him. Alucard seems to be chilling, to be honest. But yeah, it's not really that much more to say. You see London burning, and now we have Order 68, which is Castle Vania 1. Okay, so while we have this Anderson and Alucard fight, we get into a flashback of Alucard. We see him as a kid being raped by priests. Then we also see this war that, like, it was probably like some sort of religious war fighting, and everyone he knew, or like the people on his side, seemed to die. I don't know, I don't think maybe he was a vampire at this point, I honestly don't know. We see him in a very different look than we've seen him before, but that seems to be present day thinking. I am actually not sure. And then, when he was supposed to be executed, this is all the way back in time, the Major is there. So it seems like he has been there for a long time, and they seem to have been rivals for a long time, because he was there when he was a kid. I don't know, but it was an interesting look. And then now in the future we see him lick blood on the ground, or maybe this is in the past. But he looks different. He looked like a little kid. No, he didn't, actually. So he licked the blood on the ground. This is all the way, like, back in time when he was supposed to die. And then he didn't. And now we have 69, which is Castlevania, I assume, 2. I think maybe we're going back to the fight. I think he's just in this flashback. I don't know. But it was interesting, because those means they've known each other for a long time, but I still don't know, like, obviously how he became a vampire. You just lay some blood on the ground. You don't turn him into a vampire because of that, I assume. Interesting. Okay, so Alucard is in this flashback, right? And then Sarah's kept calling him, like, Master, and he's like, I can hear you fine. As always, I can hear your voice just fine. And he grabs Anderson and says that, like, I would have been glad if you had defeated me that day, 523 years ago, but you can't do it now, and then now I will defeat you. And says that only humans can defeat monsters. You need to be human, and he is not a human anymore, Anderson. And then he punches his heart out, which seems to kill him. And then we have this little short flashback of Integra's father talking to Integra about monsters, and then he seems to have done well. But now Alucard seems very sad that he says, I was the same that day. I was this same damn way. So he seems sad or something. And I think the sun is out. Is it hurting him? I'm actually not sure. And now Anderson died. And now we are on 70, which is Heart of Dream. I actually don't know if the sun is actually out. Oh, actually, he's not dead yet. He's having a little speech. Okay. So Anderson died, and it was like, bye, see you in hell, bye, I hear children laughing, blah, blah, blah. Then he died. And then we see this thread going through the whole entire city, buildings are falling, it's like a thread cutting everything in pieces because it's so sharp in this entire city. And then it is Walter. And I remember that the butler was standing beside the Major earlier. I just didn't, like, register it. I was just like, he called him butler, and I was like, oh, he has a butler too. But I didn't, like, register it was Walter. And now he's coming and showing up to them. Has he been a spy this whole time? I'm sad now. But we have 71, which is Relics. Let's see. Okay, the reason I was a bit confused of Walter's looks was because he does look younger. I was just like, he looks different. And I was like, or am I just imagining it? Because now I can't remember how Walter looks like. But he does, because they do point this out. He's a vampire now, which is why he looks younger for some reason. And then Integra is like, why? And then he's like, you want me to say I was captured, turned into a vampire, and brainwashed? And I was like, haven't I been there for like 2 hours? How has this happened so fast? But either way, he is fighting them. One of the, I think, from the Vatican is coming in, like, in this fight, and it's like, I'm gonna stop you because we don't care about this fight. Walter's super easy, like, take threads on that person so they die. And I think the other like person from the Vatican is shocked and is just standing there looking right now. Or did he try to shoot? No, that person got shot by someone else. I actually can't see who shot that person. But Walter's like, I need my speech. Ha 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 ha. And Tiger's like, so you're no longer my brother. And he's like, and then Alucard says he was much more beautiful when he was old, and now he's not anymore. And Walter says he's finally become an angel of that, so he seems happy. I don't understand if it was actually brainwashed, or if this is like the inner stuff he always wanted. I am very confused. Order 72, Heart of Iron. Iron, as in, I can't say a sentence. We get this random conversation between the queens. I think one of like the one in the military and another queen working with the queen. They talk about how she's safe right now, and then they're talking about like when Integra's father died, one of this person here warned him about like Richard and like how he was when he would die. He warned Walter about this, but when like the father died, Walter was nowhere to be seen, and this warning, where did it go? He had locked up Alucard, again was nowhere to be seen, and Integra by luck, found Alucard when she was hiding. So I'm like, they were like, how long has this treasure day been going on? 10, 20 years, and they're talking about it. And now Walter's like, come on, fight me. Interesting, maybe he's been a traitor all along. Or is this just making us believe he's a traitor? I honestly don't know. But he's gonna fight them now. And we are on Order 73, which is Finesthour, but it's written in one word, so it's not maybe Finesthour, maybe it's Finesthour? I don't know. Finesthour 1. Finesthour 1, I don't know. Okay, so first one of the people that arrive with Walter saves one of the, like, I think Vatican people. They're taking them away and be like, don't interfere. They're bleeding from their face. The friends just died, and then they're readying themselves for another fight. I actually don't know who these people are. Don't know their names, at least. And then Alucard is asking for orders again. And Integra says the orders have not changed. People in no way. You take them down. And he's like, okay. And then he's running for a fight with Walter. We see the Major being like, ha 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 ha. She is a powerful enemy now. And now we see the ship moving a bit, I think. And the werewolf girl showed up. And then I think Sarah's and Integra's going somewhere. Don't know where. But they like take care to Walter, which is a bit funny. And then we see, I think, Integra and Sarah's entering the Nazi ship. But I'm actually unsure if they are entering the ship or not. But they went towards the ship. And then the werewolf girl says, welcome, young ladies. And then they shoot her. So, I guess they were the werewolf girl. But I'm not sure if that is the ship of the Major, or another ship again. But, we're going to 74, which is Finesthour 2. I'm saying Finesthour. That makes sense. Okay. So, Walter and Alucard are fighting. Alucard tries to use the gun on him. And then Walter's like, you remember who made that gun? And also that gun was made to defeat Anderson. I'm not Anderson, am I? And then we see Integra entering this ship. I think it is Integra. I hope it is Integra. I feel like some of the characters look the same. She seems to be stuck in this like fire thing. I don't even know what she's stuck in. I hope it's actually her. She's like, what the hell is this? I don't even know what she's looking at. So I guess we'll find out. We have Finesthour 3. Didn't quite understand this part because it seemed like Walter had Integra was grabbing her and like dragging her through everywhere and like was like poking her face with threads because I thought she was in a ship, but this just seems like is this a different character? I don't actually remember who this is. It seems like it is Integra, but then she like gets shot and explodes, and then he says, I lost my puppet, but I have you cornered, Alucard. Who was that? Was it Integra? She didn't just die, did she? Because she's in a ship, and it just looked like her a lot, but if it was not her, who was it? She was like flying around in threads while they were fighting, and it looks terrible. Like she has threads in her face. And it looked like Integra a lot. And I'm so confused of if that was not Integra, and who was it? But she was just with the others, and it was like, welcome to the ship. And that was Integra. I need to look at her face now. But then she arrived somewhere else and was like, what is this? I was driving by these threads. Was it her? Or was it someone else? I don't know. But they're fighting. Integra was right around with threads. Was that happening meanwhile and not actually where they are? I don't know. And then he says he has him cornered. I don't know, actually. I guess I will figure it out. 76, Lunatic Dawn. Let's see. Okay, looks for a moment a bit that Walter is defeating Alucard. But then he has like captured all these threads, but it's not him apparently. So, he got out. And now it seems like he hit Walter once, and Walter is like, I'll give up! And then Alucard is like, you can't just give up after like one hit, basically. Then we switch over to Integra, who is like infiltrating the ship. So it wasn't her in the threads. I actually don't know who that was. And she is there with like Terras. They're going through the ship, owning everyone. And it seems like they finally arrived. Maybe not at the Major, but like someone else. Or maybe they are with the Major. I'm actually not sure. Also, as they use more and more power, Walter and Dracula, they de-age. Because they use so much of themselves that they de-age. So now Alucard looks like a little teen. Walter looks like a little teenage girl, but maybe that's just how he looked like when he was younger. Very pretty. And I'm like, what? I'm so confused. Or is that maybe not Walter? Is that someone else? I'm so confused. Maybe that's just not Walter. Oh, this is Walter. Walter is the one who turned into a teen boy. I'm so confused. And then this, I don't know who is who. It's a little teenage girl. She looks like a teenage girl. Very sweet. Obviously, some teenage boy can look like teenage girls. It's totally fine. Is he Dracula? Or is that Walter? I don't know who's who. I guess we found out. I think they both de-aged a lot. Unless it's the one who's a teenage girl is actually one of the other characters that is there fighting. This is very confusing. We are going to 77, which is Operation Wolf. Let's see. I understand now. So, first of all, Ceres and Integra are split up in the ship because Ceres need to take care of the wolf dude that showed up. And then Integra was on herself. And then we switch over to Alucard and Walter again. Walter is the one who looks like an angry emo boy. And Alucard is the one who looks like a very pretty teenage girl, but a very pretty teenage boy, we can also say, obviously. I just was really confused because I thought it was the opposite. Because in my head, Alucard would be the emo teenager. They're both like small kids now, which is like weird that he has been de-aging because he's been spending so much energy or something. But he's feeding a lot too, so I don't know. But things are moving along. It's bloody. He's using his power all over the city and it looks crazy. Now we have chapter 78, Warcraft 1. World of Warcraft? I'm joking. Okay, so we see like Alucard's power kind of move through the city a bit. And then we have the Major again having a speech that he prepared his war for 50 years. And blah, 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 blah. I'm so confused of why there was a dude looking like him in a flashback. He says he's only human. So I assume maybe it wasn't him. Maybe just misunderstood the flashback. And then he's just talking about how he prepared his war. And like everything that, some stuff that he knows Alucard has done. And it's like, ha ha ha, finally I found an enemy, blah, 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 blah. Then we switch over to Ceres again, where the fight with this wolf. It's actually this really pretty shot of her and the wolf. And then they fall down. I don't know if they're on the ground off the ship, but they fall like down in this warehouse thing, maybe. And she says she can't defeat him. He's too strong. But we shall see if she manages to do so. We are now on Warcraft 2, Order 79. We have this incredible fight between Ceres and the wolf. He seems powerful, and he gave her like a golden tooth. It seems like she said for a moment that did he bring him down here on purpose because he wants to die? But then he's fighting with everything he has, so I'm very confused what the golden tooth meant. But she was like, keep your change. It seemed like she got him. And in the moment at least, she's holding him, his Heim at least. Heim. And yeah, it was actually a really stunning fight. I feel like the artwork from the beginning and artwork now is very different, if I remember correctly. And I'm like, the artwork now is just very much more in style, like, and prettiness, I guess, of what I enjoy. It's very beautiful. Either way, so we go into 81, which is Wolfang 2. And the last one was Wolfang 1. Did I skip saying a chapter? I thought the chapter was really long. I did. I think I just kept reading. Did I say that we were on Wolfang? I feel like I just said we were on Warcraft 2. We were in Wolfang 1. Now we're going to Wolfang 2. I think I maybe just missed that it was a new chapter. I was thinking maybe the chapter thought. I don't remember what I just said. Either way. It's fine. Saras does it. The wolf is dead. He looked really happy when he died. And then we go over to Integra, who goes into the room with the major, tries to shoot him, and then he's like, it's not gonna be that easy. And then he says, chill, let's watch the show. We have a story which started in 1898, and then he put on the big screen teenage Alucard. And now he says that he's gonna disappear without a trace, and then Integra looks really shocked. And now we are on the next chapter. Is he gonna tell us the title? Yes. Black Onyx 1. It's like Alucard gonna de-age so much he's gonna like turn into a child that doesn't have the contract with Hellsing anymore, and then he'll just kill everyone. I feel like that is not gonna happen because he still had a contract when he turned into a teenager. We shall see. So Walter's losing the fight and is like, help me, Major. And the Major is like, no, there's only been 2 opportunities where you can physically be Alucard ever. And he says like all these things that have come together, Anderson, you, the army, has all come to like build up the moment where he can be defeated. And then Alucard defeats Walter and drinks from him. And then the Major says, I win. So I don't know why. But we're going to order 83 Black Onyx 2. I'm curious about this plan and what's going on. I don't know if this is real or just fake. But Alucard, ate Walter. And then he's just like seeing flashbacks of his life. You see 3 different hymns at once. Which is very interesting. And then he's like disappearing a bit. And there's like loads of eyes on him, which looks nasty. And then he's like, ha ha ha. He's gone now. And then Integra's like, what's going on? What did you do? And now the Major says he absorbed the life of Warrant Officer Schrondinger. What you see is nothing more than his assimilation within the nature of that life. And now he's like nowhere but everywhere at once. So Alucard is now nothing more than a cluster of imaginary numbers. He's not alive nor dead. He is nowhere. And then Integra's like trying to like, I order you to open your eyes and stop disappearing. And then it's like, no, this is goodbye, bye. And then he disappears. And I'm like, is he actually gone? For real? Or is it just like a trick? He's gonna fight through this? I have no idea. But the chapter ended. And we go into Black Onyx 3, Order 84. We have this scene where Alucard was standing. He's now gone. So is he actually defeated? I don't know. But we shall see. The Major says, ha ha ha, for this day I've lived, for this moment I have lived. And then Sarah comes in and like, ah, I'm here. And then that scene ended. And then we see Walter being like, ha ha, he's dead. Ooh. And then he gets shot in the back by, I think, one from the people from the Vatican. The one who like got it shot earlier that was saved and now has like a scar on their face and is shot Walter. And I don't know. Walter's like, no, not yet. I can't die yet. So I don't know if that actually hit Walter. But yeah, we go into 85, which is Black Onyx 4. So the Major says that he always knew that she was the one who would kill him, which was Saras. And then the scene switch. And then we do go back to him in the end. And Integra does say Sarah shoot him. We should see if that happens. And meanwhile, we have that person trying to shoot Walter. And I do think they got to shoot him a couple of times. And Walter says, you get to shoot me, but you're not the one who gets to kill me. And then he seemed like he attacked the person who was shooting. And I actually don't know who survived or not. I think Walter is still alive. So, now we are at Order 86. Sorcerian 1. Sarah does in fact shoot him. And hits him. But, with his huge gun. But it turns out he's a machine. And he's like, but I am by definition a human. Because humans are made out of their, what did he say? Of the will. And then he's like, ha ha ha. And then, well, Integra tries to shoot him. She actually gets hit in the eye. And she shoots on him. And they're shooting on each other. Plot twist. So that's maybe how we could be with Alucard when he was a kid. Unless that was not actually what was happening in that scene. Since he's a machine now. And then maybe his real body died. I don't know. Okay. Well, 87 is Sorcerian 2. Okay. So Integra tells him, you're not a human. You're just someone who was scared of aging. And now you're dead. And he will be back. Alucard. Hopefully. Switch over to this professor dude in the room. I think it is an also professor. I'm unsure. And Walter shows up with him. And he's like, hey. Sup? They're talking to each other. I don't really know actually what Walter wants for this person, but I'm sure we'll find out. 88 Oblivion. So the Walter came and attacked the Professor Dude, who apparently was the one who created him. And it's like, I really did want to defeat Alucard, but then he dies. And then Integra feels him dying. It's like, oh, Walter just died. And Sarah's like, oh. And they are sad. And then she tells Sarah to take them out of there, so they fly out of the ship thing. The machine is dead. They won. And now they're flying, and it is a new day, I assume. That was a long night if it was only one. So we're going to the next chapter. Are we going to get a title? Maybe we need to wait like years to get Alucard back. Like years, hundreds of years to get him back. I will be so sad. Next chapter is Romancia? Yes, because we just had Oblivion, right? Yeah, which is 89. I'm nervous. Let's see. That was the last chapter. I was so prepared because the rest is like bonus shit, which is I am gonna read quickly, I think, obviously. But what happened was that it's been 30 years since like everything that happened. Then they're talking about the incidents of 30 years ago. It was like 3 million people died in England. And Tara has gotten old. Like older. And Sarah looks the same as ever, and she's like, you told me we would be back. And she's like, yeah, I can feel it. But where is he? He hasn't been here for 30 years. It's been ages. And then he comes back. He tries to like drink Integra's blood when she's sleeping. And he spent all that time killing 3,424,867 people inside of him. That's why it took so long. And now it's only him left. And then he gets some blood from Integra. He's very hungry. And it ends. It ends. Oh. That was really... Wow. What a fun thing. I ended up liking the whole war thing after all. Who would I guess after the first one I read? Okay, let's read the bonus stuff. I don't know how well I will go through that, but I'm gonna read it now. Okay, this story is called Crossfire. And we have the girl and like the shooter, I think, in the future. They got that scarf thing. Then we saw in the future. They are from Ran again. They fight these terrorists, I think, in this village, and they come on the news with like a bad kind of rap, it seems like. I feel like we were in 1996 or something. So this is like around the time right before like the whole war thing, because 30 years later we were in 2030 in like the last part of Hellsing, which is really weird because 2030 is not that far off, and that is like the future here. Going to Crossfire 2, I guess. Anderson is there as well. Actually, I'm confused because I don't know who all of these characters are. There's some like people from the Vatican, and they arrive a place, and then they shoot someone, and they find it like communism or something. We have the girl with the sword, but we know she's dead in the future. But I still never like got the full overview of like who was who in the future anyway. But yeah, we have Crossfire 3. And now I finished it. I finished the whole thing. Whoop! I really liked like everything come together. Crossfire 1, the last one, was just like more talking and characters fighting, and I don't really know who was who there. I'm sorry. But it was still interesting to see. I wish we got more with Alucard in the end. I wish we got to see even more of him. I feel like he was gone a lot of the fights, and I just wanted more Alucard. Alucard trash, apparently. But overall, just a really great story. I ended up really thoroughly enjoying it. It was really short, and I was just thinking how long it was airing, and people had to wait for so long for each chapter. But honestly, just such a wonderful, not exactly wonderful is maybe the wrong word, but a really great ride with fun vampire stuff. Love it even more, but I also appreciate sometimes an author being able to wrap it up and be like, goodbye, you know? The end was also lots of like artwork. We got to see like all the covers for like the actual like single volumes, as well as like the endings where, you know, when the author has like stuff in between every chapter or like every volume. We got to see all of those, except also like all the like ending like bonus little manga stuff that usually is a lot of the times in volumes as well. So a lot of that was like in the end here, so we got to see that, as like we don't have the single volumes. I mean, unless you have both. Not really that hard. It was honestly such a ride, very fun. I really enjoyed myself. I don't think it's gonna go down as like a favorite manga of mine, but definitely one I thoroughly enjoyed and would definitely reread and have a good time with, and like pick up even more of on a reread in a few years. Honestly, I ended up much more enjoying it than I thought I would. I thought it was really interesting to see people's change and the lore, etc. I do believe I read not that long ago, last year somewhere, that there was more Hellsing chapters coming. But it was mentioned like a short story in here, or not short story, but like spin-offs that wasn't finished yet. Was it part of that? Or is it actually more Hellsing actually out now? I don't know. But I will find out one day when I bother. But this was finished and it was a good time. I am really happy I read it. I hope you have enjoyed my little journey through them. And you should see me soon in a new video. Leave a tap by emoji level if you enjoyed this, because what else fits? I should see me soon in a new one. Thank you so much for watching. And goodbye.